I had relatively high expectations for Willy's Wonderland because I really enjoy goofy, stupid horror movies. And this one, when I read the premise, I realized that it was going to be a movie like that. So I expected kind of like a lot of goofy scenes, like goofy action, a lot of gore, a lot of, blood and guts flying around, and just like a really fun time. And now that I saw it, I have some thoughts. I enjoyed some aspects of the movie, but I realized that it wasn't what I expected. So today I'm going to review Willy's Wonderland, starring Nicolas Cage, and kind of analyze what happened, what went wrong, and what went right. So let's get on to it because this is a movie that I've been expected since last year. So Willy's Wonderland is a supernatural horror comedy, and yeah, it stars Nicolas Cage and a group of really annoying teenagers. So Nicolas Cage's character is kind of like a drifter whose tire breaks down, and well, I mean his car breaks down, and he arrives to this town where it's basically they give him like a job as a janitor at a kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese ripoff, which is called Willy's Wonderland, hence the name of the movie. And the movie kind of marketed itself kind of like as a Five Nights at Freddy's kind of clone, but centered around horror comedy and these characters that are kind of original to this movie. And during the movie, we see a lot of funny scenes, a lot of funny action, but it's not really what I expected as much as I didn't think it was as funny as it was trying to be. And I'm going to analyze a little bit about that. So you can tell the movie's budget was kind of limited, and I really enjoyed the creativeness of it. You can tell like they put a lot of effort into some scenes, but it doesn't really make up for like the bad writing it had, and it had a lot of like cringeworthy scenes and some scenes that I didn't really feel like they made sense. And Nicolas Cage kind of pretty much carried the whole thing. Like the other characters aren't really as interesting. The teenagers are really annoying. I didn't really enjoy either the acting or the performance or the character of any of the teenager characters. But Nicolas Cage, it's funny because he doesn't really say a single word throughout the movie. Like he is completely silent. But he becomes Nicolas Cage, so you can expect a lot of really hilarious action, really funny scenes, like just like annihilating these robots, and that's enjoyable. That's an aspect of the movie that I liked. The movie had a lot of potential. The writing was really bad, but also I like the story. I liked a lot of some of the aspects of the story. For example, I loved the serial killer like backstory the animatronics had, and yeah, and you can also tell like the character designs are pretty well made. Like they're goofy, kind of like in the so bad it's good kind of sense. But the movie, that's something I want to really talk about because the movie is not so bad it's good. It's kind of like so bad it's kind of actually bad. Like it's not really something you watch like ironically and have a good time. Like it's really crappy in a lot of senses. Some of the action involving Nicolas Cage and the characters, like the animatronics, is good, but it's also falls flat in a lot of parts. Some of the jokes are really annoying and just don't work. Like the action, there are also scenes that are really bad edited. Like you'd have an action scene and it's all fun and games, and then you get like these long shots that don't make any sense. And yeah, like kind of like the cheapness of the movie starts to show. I didn't really enjoy any of the scenes the teenager characters went. There's a really cringe-worthy sex scene that I thought it was completely unnecessary. Could have just been done away with. Some of the characters, like the teenagers, don't make sense, and honestly, their deaths aren't really that like funny, or they don't really stand out as much. So the movie is not like the first third. I think it had potential. I was excited. I was entertained. I was like hoping it was gonna get better. But by this, like the second third, I was like, yeah, this movie, I can already tell this movie's not gonna get better. It's just gonna keep getting worse. But yeah, I'm really disappointed this movie didn't live up to my expectations, which, it's fine. I kind of expected it to become, I mean, it had the potential to become a cult classic, kind of in the same way Evil Dead 2 and like Army of Darkness did back in the 80s. Like those movies are the perfect example of a movie that uses like cheapness and silliness and cheesiness to its favor, and it's kind of bad in this like it's really so bad it's good. Like those movies have a charm that I can't describe with words, and I thought this movie was going to be kind of the same. Like I expected it to be bad, but I expected it to be at least a little kind of like ironic fun, and it kind of failed in that department. So Willy's Wonderland, it was kind of disappointing to be honest, but it's a shame. So yeah, so as a final score, I think Willy's Wonderland is gonna get a 58 out of 100, which is a shame considering it's my first movie review of 2021. But yeah, I mean, it's what I expected to be honest. But yeah, that's everything for today. And yeah, see you guys later and have a good day.